There's a lot going on in the news about what's going on over in Colorado with the Colorado Buffaloes. One of the ones I'm going to start off with is Alton McCaskill, one of the running backs. One of the highly touted running backs was supposed to come into Colorado and be able to put it down. Over 1,000 yards rushing at the school where he came from. He got an injury and then he transferred into Colorado. And so he was healing his injuries. And he comes in and he's expected. Everybody's wondering, where's Alton McCaskill, when he's going to run? Because he's considered a great running back. They're comparing him to some of the greatest running backs that ran in the game. All right. So we're expecting Alton McCaskill to come in and run. However, even though we could see that this offense was struggling, they bring him in sparsely here and there. Here, a game there. And this whole thing was about Alton McCaskill when he came in. Coach Prime saying, we want you to heal. And Alton was like, no, man, I'm good. I'm ready to go in. Put me in, coach. He had this yellow jersey on, which represented somebody who couldn't be touched because he was still injured. And Alton was like, no, I'm not injured. I'm ready to go. And Coach Prime was telling him, no, hold on now. We want to make sure you're fully ready. We don't want to just get you in here and it'd be a snippet and then, we only get a piece of you. We want the whole you. We want the whole movie is what he said. We don't just want a commercial. Okay. But Alton's saying, I'm ready. Okay, we understand that sometimes when people aren't ready, then, you want to hold them back because they might think they're ready and they want to get in and they saying whatever they need to say and, okay, all right, that's fine. So Coach Prime didn't really play him or the coaches, whomever's choice it was, they chose not to play him. And he played sparsely. So, for example, in the Oregon game, we're expecting him to come in that Oregon game. Remember, in this Oregon game, this is when Travis Hunter was out due to the injury. All right. So, in that game, Colorado is getting the beat to the down. The beat to the down. And everybody's expecting Alton McCaskill to come in. Why? Because there needs to be a running game. That has been talked about. Even though Colorado won their first 3 games. They won their first 3 games. They go into Oregon and everybody's asking before the game, Coach, are you going to commit to a running game? And Coach Prime kept saying, well, we just don't run good. And so we're just not going to do that. And we're just not going to be doing things just to be doing it. At this time, when he made this announcement, he had said to the whole world, we're not running the ball. When you said that, you have made it clear, and we're going to talk about this later. I'm not going to get into it, but you've made it clear that you're abandoning the run. So Alton, when they brought him in on the last series of the end of the game. The very last series. And that's the series when they scored the only touchdown that they got. They brought him in at the end of the game, and that was the only time they scored a touchdown after going 3 whole quarters plus another quarter and a half and not having any running game or attempting a running game. Okay. Now all of us are sitting back like, wait a minute, you look one-dimensional. Why would you not incorporate a running game? Why would you not bring Alton McCaskill in? And then when they finally bring him in, then they get a touchdown and everybody, Oregon had switched up and they weren't playing their full team. So that's why they got a touchdown. Okay. So we go on for another 3-4 games. Again, no running game, and he's constantly being asked in these press conferences, well, are you going to implement a running game? Well, no, we're not going to implement a running game because, it's like a woman who can't cook. If she can't cook, why would we commit to it? Okay. Anyway, getting back to Alton McCaskill and his redshirting. He played a few more games. And finally, we get to this game against UCLA, and I think they ran Alton McCaskill once. And here's the thing. When Alton McCaskill runs, he was averaging 5 yards per carry. And let's understand, he didn't run that many times. But when he did run, he averaged 5 yards a carry. Alton McCaskill, after this loss to UCLA, goes to Coach Prime and says, I'd like to redshirt. He decides he wants to redshirt. All right, and Coach Prime says that's a wise move. So he gets redshirted. Well, what does that mean? If you have played 4 or fewer games during the season or have not played a pivotal role in the season in those 4 games, then you can redshirt that year, meaning you can just sit out. Redshirt meaning to sit out that year. All right, and it doesn't count because they have a certain number of years that they can play in college, and then they're no longer eligible to play in college. So when you redshirt, then that year doesn't count against the number of years that you have of eligibility in playing in college. So Alton McCaskill redshirts, and I think that was a smart move.